awful things to people, and he'll do awful things to you.
This is Brian from ScreenFiles.com, and welcome to Trailer into Reaction. When I say M. Night Shyamalan, what comes to mind? Probably movies like Lady in the Water, The Happening. In other words, pretty bad movies. But it wasn't always the case. For a while, he was literally the heir to Steven Spielberg in the sense of how intense and how popular his movies were. For a little time he was. And that started with The Sixth Sense, which is pretty impressive. It was a great movie. And unfortunately he fell into a little trap with that movie, which namely is he always felt the need to have a twist. No matter what was happening in the movie, whether it warranted it or not, there had to be a twist. So his movies, ironically enough, the whole twist thing is supposed to be a surprise element, yet his movies became predictable and not too good, actually. And that's a pity. And so for a while, I thought, and I'm sure many other people thought as well, that his career is pretty much over. I mean, I'm sure he'd always find a way to make movies, but no one could care less, and they weren't particularly good. But then a little thing called The Visit happened, which wasn't a very scary movie, mind you, but what The Visit was subversive in all the right ways. At least I thought so, and it really worked. It wasn't the best thing Shyamalan's done. Again, that's always going to be The Sixth Sense, probably followed by Unbreakable as well. But it was a return to form for him, and I thought that was pretty impressive. And so he has that movie, The Visit, was done with Blumhouse Pictures, which specializes in relatively small budget, I would say horror films, but they kind of diversify. They do more than horror, but a lot of what they do is based on horror movies. So with The Visit, M. Night Shyamalan suddenly became interesting again. And as I said, it's not a great movie, but it is an interesting one. And he hasn't done that in a while, so that's kind of cool. Now his latest movie is called Split, with James McAvoy. Do I think it's going to be as interesting as The Visit? Maybe, maybe not. It's not something I know a lot about, and so me looking at this trailer is going to be the first time I've seen it. And I've held up watching it deliberately because it's M. Night Shyamalan, and I don't want to get my hopes up too high because he's just not that dependable, frankly, as a director. But we'll see. So now we're going to be looking at the trailer for Split with James McAvoy from the X-Men movies, directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
I've been poor my whole life. None of my boys finding more. Critics are calling Hell or High Water the best movie.
Now this is a movie I need to actually see.
It's intense, gripping, outstanding. Hell or High Water has it all. I'll haunt you for the rest of your day. Hell or High Water has it all. Now playing select cities.
In this movie, supposedly McAvoy has multiple personalities or something of that nature.
Hey, pardon me, sir. I think you have the wrong car. What are we doing here? What the hell is going on?
I was sent to get you for a reason.
There's a flower on the pillows, a flower in the bathroom, like we're important.
The only chance we have is if all three of us go crazy on this guy.
Who is that? Maybe she can help us.
We're here! Help us! We're in here!
Don't worry. He's not allowed
to touch you. He knows what you're here for. He listens to me.
Okay, very Psycho. Literally, Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho.
My name's Hedwig.
How old are you?
9.
I've never seen a case like this before. 23 identities live in Kevin's body. Who are you?
Help me get out of here, Hedwig.
You trying to trick me? I'll tell on you. Aren't you the clever one?
An individual with multiple personalities.
Change their body chemistry with their thoughts.
Someone's
That's
coming for you.
also not true.
The beast.
Multiple personalities will not change their body chemistry. That's nonsense.
We're meant for something.
Because that's a superpower. He's an X-Man. Which is ironic because he used to be he's Professor X in the X-Men.
The world will understand now. The beast is real. He's done awful things to people, and he'll do awful things to you.
It doesn't look terrible by any stretch, but I'm not seeing it. The thing is, what works in his favor for his most recent movies, such as The Visit and this as well, is that they're relatively low budget. I mean, if this movie costs over $10 million, and the only reason I say 10 is because McAvoy is in it. Well, he's not that expensive, but no more than $5 to $10 million, now that I think about it, I would be shocked. And with such a low ceiling to work with, the movie is probably going to be a success, if only because it's so darn cheap. And it doesn't take a lot to make a profit of $20, $30 million, really. Not that hard to do, frankly, with a wide release movie. So I expect it to do well. I'm not sure, though. It's uneven, uncertain. I don't feel I know what it's about. Well, I know it's about a guy with multiple personalities, but I don't feel confident in the material. So, may see it, may not. I have no idea, frankly, but I'm not that enthusiastic about it. And the idea that it seems to very much parrot Psycho, and that scene looks like it was a homage, if you will. Some call that stealing, but a homage to Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. So, we'll see.